Imagine stumbling across this crazy find. You're an archaeologist digging in some remote spot in Sweden, and bam, you pull out these little wads of ancient goo with perfect tooth marks pressed right into them. 10,000 years old. Turns out, it's tree sap that people were chewing way back then. Now, why the heck would ancient humans bother with something like that? Was it just to pass the time, or was there something bigger going on? Stick around, because this story goes from icy forests in Europe to sunny Greek islands and all the way down to the jungles where the Maya lived. And by the end, you're gonna look at that pack of gum in your glove box a whole different way. You know, we like to think of ourselves as so advanced with our minty fresh gum and sugar-free everything. But our ancestors? They were already onto this hack thousands of years before any of us. Chewing tree sap wasn't some weird random thing. It was survival, medicine, stress relief, and even a little social glue all rolled into one sticky lump. This habit popped up all over the world, completely independent, because it actually worked. And today it still matters. That little chew connects us straight back to folks who were dealing with toothaches, long hunts, and tough days just like we do, only without any corner stores or pharmacies to help out. Let's kick things off around 10,000 years ago up in Scandinavia. Near this place called Husby Clef in Sweden, they found these chewed-up pieces of birch bark tar. Real dark, sticky stuff that people had heated over a fire until it got chewy. One piece stood out. It was from a teenage girl, and scientists pulled DNA right out of it. They figured out she had just eaten trout and hazelnuts. But her mouth? It showed signs of some serious gum issues. That chew was probably her way of dealing with a bad toothache. No dentists back then, right? So she pops this resin in her mouth, works it around, and gets a bit of relief. And here's what blows my mind. That birch tar had natural antiseptic powers from stuff like phenols. It could fight bacteria, calm inflammation, maybe even help prevent infections. Picture her sitting by a fire in the cold. Jaw working steadily, the woody taste filling her mouth, taking the edge off the pain. It wasn't just medicine though. It gave her something to focus on during hard times. Finds like this show up all over Northern Europe from that Neolithic period. People weren't chewing for fun alone. They were smart. They saw what nature gave them and used it. Jump ahead a few thousand years to ancient Greece. They leveled this up with mastic from the mastic tree, especially on the island of Chios. You nick the bark, and these clear little tears of resin drip out and harden. Women chewed it to clean their teeth and keep their breath fresh. Guys did it too, though sometimes on the down low. Hippocrates, the big medicine pioneer, was all about it. He pushed mastic for gut problems, colds, you name it. In a world of public debates and feasts, nobody wanted bad breath killing the vibe. It was their breath mint, their toothbrush, and their medicine cabinet in one. The Greeks didn't stop there. This stuff had real antimicrobial kick. It helped heal wounds, settle stomachs. Pretty soon it became big trade business. Romans loved it. Byzantines too. Even Ottoman sultans controlled the harvest from Chios like it was gold. That one little resin shaped economies. But at the heart of it, it was people just trying to feel a bit better in their daily lives. What's wild is how this same idea showed up everywhere. No internet, no travel between continents, but humans kept landing on the same fix. Head over to the ancient Maya in Central America. They tapped sapodilla trees for this milky sap called chicle. They'd boil it down and chew away. It helped with thirst in that brutal heat, killed hunger on long trips, and yeah, it probably tasted pretty good after a while. Kids chewed openly. Adults had their etiquette. Married women might do it private for fresh breath, men for cleaning teeth on the sly. The Aztecs ran with similar rules. Imagine a Maya hunter out in the jungle. Sun beating down, water low. He makes that careful cut on the tree, gathers the sap, works it till it's ready. Pops it in. The chewing gets the saliva flowing, which fights dehydration. It occupies your stomach when food's scarce. And that steady rhythm? It probably helped him stay calm and focused when things got dangerous. It wasn't luxury. It was a tool that made tough life a little more bearable. Up here in North America, native tribes in the forest chewed spruce gum straight from the trees. That piney flavor hit different. When European settlers showed up in New England, they picked it up fast. It became a real pioneer thing. Folks would harvest it from tree wounds or find hardened chunks. Some used it as glue for quick fixes, but mostly it was for chewing. A guy named John B. Curtis from Maine started selling it commercially in the 1800s. That was one of the first steps toward the gum industry we know now. So why tree sap every single time? A few reasons stand out. These resins are tough. They don't break down quick in your mouth, so one piece lasts hours. Huge win when supplies are limited. Medicinally, a lot of them carry antiseptics and anti-inflammatories. Chewing gets blood moving in your gums, fights plaque, eases pain. In a world with no toothpaste, that was everything. On the mental side, humans just love oral stuff. Babies suck thumbs, kids chew toys. As adults, we fidget. Chewing gives that rhythmic comfort. It can drop stress levels. Back then, surrounded by threats and uncertainty, that chew was like a portable chill pill. Long trek through the wild? Chew keeps your mind busy, hunger down, focus up. It was practical psychology before anyone called it that. Socially, too, it mattered. Sharing a piece could be a friendly gesture, a way to bond. For younger folks, it might be how you passed time or showed you could keep at it longer than the next guy. Little rituals like that helped build community. This gets even cooler when you realize those old gum pieces are like time machines. The resin locks in DNA amazingly well. Scientists have pulled full genomes, figured out ancient diets, mouth bacteria, even what diseases people carried. That Swedish girl? We know her last meal. Another piece from Denmark, over 5,000 years old, told a whole story about a woman's life. These aren't just rocks or tools. They're direct links to real people who laughed, hurt, and chewed through their days. Compare it to now. We got gum that fights cavities with xylitol, nicotine gum to quit smoking, caffeine versions for energy. Same basic jobs though. Fresh breath, stress management, keeping the jaw busy. World War II soldiers got gum and rations to stay sharp and calm. That ancient drive is still alive in us. The biggest surprise in all this? Our ancestors turned a tree's own wound-sealing sap into something that helped them survive and thrive. They watched nature, experimented, and made it work. No labs, no instructions. Just curiosity and need. That's the human spirit right there. When the modern gum business took off, it had those old roots. Guy named Thomas Adams tried turning Mexican chicle into rubber but failed. Instead, he flavored it and sold the first commercial gum. William Wrigley blew it up with smart marketing. Free samples, big ads. Then bubble gum came along. What started as survival became entertainment and business. But the reasons never really changed. Next time you grab a stick of gum, think about it. You're joining a chain that stretches back 10,000 years. From that Stone Age teen by the fire, to Greek folks chatting in the marketplace, to Maya in the rainforest, to native families in the woods, to you right now. It's resilience. It's comfort. It's us being us. So why did ancient humans chew tree sap? Because it helped. It healed a little, refreshed them, distracted from the hard stuff, and brought people together. In a tough world, it was a small, reliable win. And maybe that's the takeaway. Sometimes the simplest natural things end up being the most important. Life gets crazy, reach for that little habit that grounds you. The trees figured it out first, and we've been following their lead ever since. What other old secrets are still out there waiting for us to rediscover? Pretty cool to think about.